Good morning ladies and gentlemen. Selamat pagi semuanya. Bapak, Ibu, dan adik-adik sekalian. Tadi pasti bilang good morning ladies and gentlemen. Pada nggak nyaut, kenapa ya? Tenang aja ya teman-teman, ya ini kita santai aja. Cuma memang kita harus bilingual karena ini bukan orang Indonesia aja. Nggak apa-apa ya. Kita campur-campur bahasanya, is it okay? Ya, if we have two language, ya emangnya agak-agak serempet juga tapi nggak apa-apa ya. Tetap semangat pagi semuanya ya. So in Indonesia, if we want to start the presentation, we also have like a jargon or something that we want to use to check the enthusiasm for the audience. So we call it semangat pagi. Maybe semuanya bisa ikutin aku ya. Maybe all the guests and all the speakers maybe can follow me. Semangat pagi. So if I say semangat pagi, for all the audience, you can say semangat pagi. Okay? Semangat pagi. Okay, please give a round of applause for us. And once again, we welcome you to the Green Tech Matchmaking Forum, Accelerating Indonesia-China Partnership for Climate Action and Industrial Circularity. And this is the part of the Invirotech 2026 series. And also, it is my privilege to welcome our distinguished guest, especially Professor Li Yun, the Deputy of Secretary General of CAMI and leader of the China delegation. Maybe we can give her a round of applause. Thank you. And also the heads of regional environmental offices, Dinas Lingkungan Hidup from all over Indonesia, and the official delegation from China, representative from the Ministry of Environment Indonesia. Dan pastinya untuk teman-teman yang sudah hadir di sini, Bapak, Ibu, dan juga adik-adik dari universitas, terima kasih banyak atas kehadirannya, atas partisipasinya di tempat ini. Semoga kita semua dalam keadaan yang sehat sempurna ya. And also, without any further ado, I would like to invite Professor Li Yun to deliver a welcoming speech for us. So please welcome to the stage, Mrs. Li Yun.
Good morning, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for inviting us to Indonesia, and it's a great honor for me to be here today. And we are very happy to join the Invirotech 2026. Actually, we are a delegation from China, and we can provide our experience in China for water and wastewater treatment, air pollution control, solid waste disposal and resource recovery, and also for some monitoring and green equipment. So we want to, I think maybe this is a good starting point for us to communicate with you, and also we want to explore the overseas market, especially to collaboration with the consultant and also with the partners and the channels in Indonesia. So thank you again for your welcome and also for your strong support. And we hope we can be friends and also we can be the good partners in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Li Yun, for your delightful welcoming speech for us. We such an honor to have you here. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll now proceed to presentation session, the first session actually, titled Modular Compact Bioreactor. Maybe you can, nggak kelihatan ya, okay. Jadi nggak apa, aku sebut aja judulnya, titled Achieving More with Less Footprint for Wastewater Treatment. And also we also have Mr. Li Yun also as a director of Institute Number 1, Xinjiang Environmental Research Institute and head of overseas market. And before we start, I want to inform you the background of the Xinjiang a little bit. Is it okay? So as a background, Xinjiang Environmental is a leading task-driven enterprise specializing in water resource recovery. And also this presentation focuses on saving spatial footprint while maximizing efficiency in municipal sewage project. So without any further ado, Mrs. Li Yun, the stage is yours. Boleh kasih tepuk tangan yang meriah untuk Mrs. Li Yun?
Thank you so much. Okay, so yeah. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Today, my talk topic is about the modular compact reactor. Actually, we are achieving the more with the less footprint for wastewater treatment. So first, let me give you a brief introduction of our company. Our company is Qingyan Environmental Company. We were set up in 2014, so maybe this year we 12 years. And after the 7 years since the establishment, we successfully got listed in Chinex. So now we are a public company. And we company are aiming to develop the environmental protection solutions for water and wastewater treatment, also for the solid waste disposal and resource recovery. And we have our own ability to manufacturing our own equipment. So at this stage, I want to explore the collaboration with you so we can provide our technique package. So next page. Thanks. First, I want to share with you is our flagship technology that is called RPIR. So it's represented for the rapid purification of sewage by integrated airlifting loop reactor. So the whole idea actually is very simple. For the conventional wastewater treatment, usually we need a secondary sedimentation and clarifier after the treatment. So that will cause a lot of the footprint. And for our product, we just have this like the baffled structure modules, and then we can modify the flow pattern. So we can see the mixed liquid will first rise up and then enters in a calm settling zone. And in the middle part, the sludge will settle naturally and backflow automatically. So in this way, we can achieve the aeration and the sludge liquid separation in one single reactor without the membrane filtration. So as you can see, the whole product is made of the stainless steel, so it has a very long service life, and you don't need to worry about any consumable or like the replacement. So next page, please. So compared with the other typical treatment process in wastewater treatment, so we can find that compared with the conventional one, actually it's very simple. We can cancel the need for the secondary sedimentation tank. And compared with the MBR, we don't use the filtration. So there's no worries for biofouling, no worries for the membrane replacement. And also, there's no need for the frequently daily backflushing and chemical cleaning for the membrane. So it's very easy to operate and also can help you to decrease the investment cost and also can help you to save the operational cost. So next page. And another advantages of our product is about the cost-efficient transportation and installation. So you can see all the key components for transport in the stainless steel plate, and they were assembled on site just by the fastening screw. So it's very easy to install. And especially for like the overseas market, so it can help us to save a lot of cost by the remote transportation. So next, thanks. For the installation, that's very easy. So imagine this is a conventional aeration tank. We just hoist our product at the top of the tank. Then with the aeration, next page. So the aeration strength will force the mixed liquid upflow first, then enter to the downstream channel, then enters in the middle calm section to allow the sludge settling quietly, and then backflow automatically. So in this way, we can achieve the effluent, treated effluent, just rise up and overflow at the top of the reactor. Next page. And here is some like the real engineering applications that we are operating in China. The first one is about upgrading of an existing wastewater treatment plant. So as you can see, this plant need to meet the more stricter discharge standard, and we just apply our technology. Sorry, and as you can see, we canceled the two secondary sedimentation tank, and then we also can achieve a better treatment performance. Next. This one is for the, actually it's the biggest applications projects in our company till now. The treatment capacity can be up to 250,000 cubic meters per day. And actually first this previously the river has the odor problem, and they just use the CEPT, the chemical enhanced primary treatment technology, to treat the wastewater. Even the effluent looks clean, but it still have the very high concentration of the ammonia and also have the soluble organic matters. So the odor problem cannot be solved. And after we applied the RPR technology, there's no need for the extra land, but we can achieve the very complete biological treatment performance. So we can see a very good effluent quality here, and now the river is very clean, and many birds will fly to this river in spring. So it's very beautiful side spot. Next, please. And this one is about the ultrafiltering of like the existing facilities. So this one is the primary treatment, primary sedimentation tank before. And in China, some primary sedimentation tank have been added because we have very low influent concentration because of the dilution of the rainwater. And by applying our RPI technology, we just put aeration at the bottom of the sedimentation tank. Then we hoisting our product at the top. So in this way, the primary treatment facilities can be converted into a secondary treatment facilities. So in this way, we can achieve anoxic, oxic, and sedimentation in one single reactor. So that means we also can achieve a very good nitrogen removal performance. And because thanks to the modular structure of the RPI products, so we can achieve a very fast installation and a quick commission. So you can see there are totally 15 projects in Guangdong Shantou about the temporary wastewater treatment plants. So the whole project is finished less than 2 months. And can achieve a total treatment capacity is over 72,000 cubic meters per day. Next. And if you want to save more land or achieve a better treatment performance for the nitrogen removal performance, we can use this one. This is the upgraded one. It's called the vertical flow anoxic RPI reactor. So you can see for the conventional one, we just have the horizontal arrangement of the anoxic tank and the oxic tank and the sedimentation tank. So by using this one, we just add the 2 layers of the aerator at the bottom, and we controlled the alternative strategies of the 2 layers of the aerators. And in this way, we can achieve the anoxic first and the oxic first and the sedimentation tank. And there's no buffer between the anoxic and oxic. So it was very easy to achieve a high backflow ratio for the nitrifying liquid. So it will give us a very good nitrogen removal performance. Next. And next please. Yes. So this technology is already being used in China, and the treatment capacity is about 5,000 cubic meters per day. As you can see, the footprint is very small. It's just 0.067 square meter per cubic meters per day. So actually, this value is almost 1/3 of that for the conventional one. So it can help you to save a lot of footprint and also can save a lot of the investment. And also, we do not use the extra force for the sludge backflow and for the nitrifying liquid backflow. So it will also help you to save the operational cost. Next, please. And another one I want to share here is about the biofilm technology. It's called the TBIC. Next. So the TBIC is short as the three-dimensional biomass immobilized curtain, and the unique one is about the carrier. We achieved the porous B-box carrier. So in this way, we can provide much higher biomass attached surface for the microbials attachment, the attached growth, and also we can solve the clogging issues because of the wide diameters of each channels. And we also produce this, we also converted this technology into the modular product, so that will help us for an easy installation. And compared with the conventional, like the floating island, we can provide much higher surfaces for the microbes, so it will help us to achieve a better treatment performance. So next, please.
T-BIC 其三维固定化生物
This one is like the animation for the installation and for the operation. So actually the process is very simple. Just to build a simple tank and put our modular product inside. Then with the connection of the pipe, it can work. So there's no need for the settling tank because all the microbes will attach growth. There's no free flocculent sludge. And at the top, we can, if we want, we can plant some like the flowers at the top to make it look beautiful. Next. And now the TBIC has been used in many scenarios, including the water supply and the water quality purification, maybe for the potable water and for the drinking water. And also we can use in the deconcentrated wastewater treatment process, like the rural wastewater or maybe some like the hotel sewage. And the last one is for the upgradation of artificial wetlands. I want to mention one project in Yunnan province in China. We replaced some conventional wetlands with the TBIC, and it helps to save up to 60% of the land footprint. Next. So. As I mentioned before, now we are a public company, so we have the more ways to explore our business area, like the M&A. So now we are also working for the shale gas draining wastewater treatment, and also we can extract and the purification the soil, the oil from the oily sludge, and also we work on some like the sludge dewatering, drying, and also for some hazardous waste disposal and resource recovery, like the nickel-based alloy for the production of the stainless steel. So, next please. So actually we think we are a little bit different because actually we are a technology-oriented company as you. I think maybe you all feel that, but we are not start from an idea. We start from the market. So all the innovation and the technology is not for the published papers or applying awards. We just want to satisfy what the market needs. So all the marketing demand will first send to our R&D department. We will check the feasibility, and then we will to provide our full solutions for our clients. And we also have the supporting system with the engineering, finance, operation. So in the progress, we will continue to collect the feedbacks from our clients, and that feedbacks will driven us to keep polishing and to keep upgrading of our solutions. So in this way, we are trying our best to provide more efficient, low cost, and more stable solutions for our clients. And also, we want to provide an excellent experience. Next, please. And till now, already we actually have the projects in 28 provinces and cities in China, and the total treatment capacity is over 3 million cubic meters per day. And next. So here, just to simple summarize, we want to bring our experience here, and actually both for the RPIR and the TBIC, the core idea is we want to use the more compact, more simple solutions for you to help you to solve the water and the wastewater treatment problems, and help you to make the river clean, to give you a better environment. So we are looking forward to collaborating with you. And yeah, that's all. Thanks for your time and attention. And I'm very happy to clarify any technologies and the projects at the after the discussion of this session. Thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Leon, for the presentations. And before we start the second presentation, maybe I want to explain a bit what is the second presentation about. So the second presentation will be about river and surface water recovery, and the title of the presentation is MIBR for sewage and surface water treatment. And maybe I just want to explain you a bit of the background. So the background of this presentation is about Tianjin Hydro King designs cutting-edge MIBR systems. So this tech is a game changer for ecological restorations and mobile sewage treatment, and also cleansing up black odor, never water, and municipal areas. So without any further ado, we have the speaker to explain more about that background and that presentation about. So I would like to invite Mr. Sean as the Director of International Marketing, Tianjin Hydro King SIC and Tech Ltd. Please welcome, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for giving me your time and attention here to hear me out, give me a chance to present here, and also, thanks to the event organizer for putting all of this together, and also thank you to our lovely moderator for the epic introduction. So, with that being said, I'm going to go right into it. So, our technology is called the MABR, stands for Membrane Aerated Biofilm Reactor. I know that's a bit of a mouthful, so we're just going to stick to MABR. Next, please. So, because of time restraint, I'm going to very quickly go over just our company introduction, but more so, I want to introduce you our technology through some of the case studies that we've done, right? So this way, you get a better understanding of exactly, how it's used and what it does, instead of just hearing me talk here. Okay, so a couple of things. One is that our company, we have done around over 400 projects all throughout China. Now, our company specializes in MABR. We took the route of hyper-specialization. So what that means is for 20 years since our company's founding, we've only focused on MABR technology. Next page, please. Next page. So, let me explain to you the core principle of it. It's actually very simple to understand, right? So all it is, think about it, all it is that these membranes, all they are is the oxygen permeable materials. So you make it into these very thin nanotubes, these very thin tubes. So what happens is that you pump air directly into the tubes. And what happens is it's able to filter out the oxygen from the air. And then the oxygen will reach the surface of the membrane. Now, of course, when the surface of the membrane is extremely oxygen rich, what happens is when you put it inside wastewater, a biofilm will form and grow on there. Biofilm is a series of microorganisms and bacteria. Now, I know you're thinking, right? Like, hey, there's already things like, the MBBR or FBBR, but why is this different? Because our biofilm structure is very different. Now, why is that? Because on the surface of the membrane, one, it's very oxygen rich, so oxygen concentration is very high. So when the biofilm grows closest to the surface, it mostly consists of aerobic bacteria, meaning it's nitrifying bacteria. Now, as the biofilm grows thicker and thicker, the oxygen concentration start going down. What happens is that a distinct layer is going to form. So you have both nitrifying bacteria and anaerobic bacteria all existing in the same system. Nitrifying, denitrifying bacteria, all in one system. So yeah. Now, let's talk about another trait, right? It's called direct oxygen transfer, right? Now, why is it that our MABR is so efficient? Our oxygen transfer rate is roughly around 60 to 80%. Now, why is it so efficient? Because conventionally, when you aerate, when you do oxygen transfer, you have to first aerate the water. You increase the DO levels. Of course, most of the air just turns into bubbles and they go up in the atmosphere and it's lost, right? And then the microorganisms within the tank, within the water, catches that oxygen that's dissolved inside. And that leads to water treatment. However, with MABR, we skip the medium, we skip the water step. We directly aerate the microorganism, which leads to water treatment. So that is why in terms of aeration, MABR is extremely efficient. So, next page, please. Now let's look at it over here. Oh, this next page. This is a little technical here. Now, of course, over here, as I introduced a little bit earlier, it's called nitrification and denitrification. It can get a little technical. So just a quick summary, right? The aerobic region is nitrifying bacteria, and anaerobic is denitrifying bacteria. So what happens is when you put this membrane inside the anaerobic tanks, or anaerobic or anoxic tanks, inside of, for example, a wastewater treatment plant, what you get is something we call SND, simultaneous nitrification and denitrification. Of course, later on, I'll explain to you how that translates to our client and what application does that do for us. Next page, please. Next page. So let's just go right into it. We're going to look at for a wastewater treatment plant upgrade. Next page. So what areas can you use MABR for, right? So one is to increase the effluent quality of the output. And of course, two, reduce overall carbon emission. Three, upgrade without adding additional footprint. So you can increase the quality, the capacity without additional footprint. And of course, more importantly, to reduce maintenance and operation cost. Next page, please. Next page. Let's go right into a case study. So this is one of the largest cases, one of the largest MABR project done globally right now. It's in Nanjing. So it's around 25,000 tons per day. Well, it's actually 100,000 tons, but it's split into four 25,000 ton tanks. So that way we can actually compare the result of MABR and the conventional methods, right? So next page. So this is the original method. Next page. Next page. So this is where I want to show you how is actually the whole installation process, right? One, we assemble the modules in our own factory, in our own plant, and then we transport it to the destination, unload, and then we deploy the MABR module directly into its existing tank. And then we connect it with the air pipes. And then followed by that is we do commissioning. Next page. Let's look at the results. So tank 1, that's the tank we got modified. Tank 2 is the tank that we're comparing it to, the original. So what that means is like we have the exact same influent, right? The influent is all the same. So we're only looking at the effluent. So with tank 1, we increased the treatment capacity by 15%. So we added additional 0.3 ton, like 300 more, 3,000 more, 0.3 tons per day in terms of treatment. And then what happens is if you look at the result, right? if you actually look at the result over here, this is in total nitrogen. Tank 1 is significantly lower than tank 2. It's significantly lower than tank 2. But at the same time, this is with tank 1 with increased treatment capacity. Next page. So over here, we're comparing aeration, right, in terms of aeration efficiency. So we started the same thing, right? The blue one is the tank 1. We started around usually the same aeration. This is the commissioning period. But over time, our aeration for tank 1, the MABR tank, is significantly less than with tank 2. This is with added capacity and while maintaining, the same effluent quality. So you do save around 26.5%. Next, please. Now, of course, if you look at the total nitrogen concentration, it's more or less the same, right? More or less the same story. With tank 1, significantly outperforms the tank 2, right? Next page, please. You missed a page. You skipped a page. Up. Up. One more. One more up. Up. Yeah, this page. So let's look at some numbers here, right? With this project, what we have demonstrated, right, is that one, MABR, we can reduce total nitrogen by 20 to 30%, right? This is with the original capacity, right? And we also reduced the aeration by around 26%, although we have here written by 20 to 25%, just to be modest. And of course, internal circulation, now it's reduced to 80%, right? When it originally is 300%. Now, with the MABR system, it has a lifespan of 15 years. And unlike conventional membranes, you don't need to take it out of the tank and you don't need to wash it or clean it, right? You just leave it in there and keep it operational, right? Now, of course, we also have added capacity at around 40% as well. But, we tried to push it for more than 40%. Unfortunately, the back-end facilities start flooding and, couldn't handle the additional capacity, right? So, with this project, the ROI is roughly in 5 years because of all the energy saving and the cost saving. So in terms of operation cost saving, right, it's like 400,000 yuan. How much does that translate into Indonesian money? But yeah, 400,000 yuan per year. Now, of course, we can also calculate the CO2 reduction by 370 tons per year as well. The CO2 is mostly calculated with judging on electricity and also in terms of how much external carbon supplement you put inside, right? Now, of course, now this actually also translates to we also save a lot of cost in terms of energy, right? So 400,000 kilowatt per year as well. But that is mostly from aeration and also from reducing internal circulation. Okay, so next page. So I know there's a lot to digest, right? So just to kind of summarize everything for you. So currently, right now, MABR, it is the only technology in the market, as far as we believe, that can, one, increase treatment capacity, increase water quality capacity, at the same time reduce operation costs and carbon reduction. Usually you only get to pick 2 out of the 3, but as far as we're concerned, MABR seems to be the only one that can do 3 out of the 3. Next page, please. Now, of course, I'm not going to go for time's sake. I'm not going to go too details. We have done many projects like this. From railway stations. Next, please. To smaller wastewater treatment plant. Next, please. Next 5 page. Next. Because of time constraints, I want to get to the surface water treatment part. 下一页. Yes. So now another applications for our MABR membrane is surface water treatment. This one may hit a bit more close to home, right? Next page, please. You can play the animation. So what happened is that we built our MABR into frames like this, and we deploy it to the bottom of the water. So this is in a river or lake, could it be in a pond, right? So over here, the membrane start to develop biofilm. It's going to turn into a brownish color or like a dirt earth color. And then what happens, inside is kind of what I explained earlier, right? Air goes in, oxygen comes out, biofilm grows around it. And then over here, it shows that, oxygen and then multi-layered biofilm start developing. And then, the pollutant go inside the biofilm. Next page, please. So from what we have concluded, right, like in all of the surface water project that we have done, is that let's just say if the water is like black and odorous and it's completely anoxic, so what happens? We deploy our MABR modules in frames like this directly into the water, right? And then what usually in about 2 to 3 weeks, the water clears up. The odor is gone. Now, if you do test the water quality, maybe the water quality is not quite there yet, because that will take some time. But at least in terms of visually and how we live with water, it is a big improvement. Next page, please. So this is the first case that we did, right? Back in 2014, it is a river that's black and odorous, 1.7 kilometers long. And then, we have, the government had a lot of complaint from, like just residents living along the river because it smells so bad, especially in the summer, right? So they came to us, and that's back in 2014, we were still developing our MABR. So in theory, if we put the MABR modules inside, it should work because, MABR is a wastewater treatment module, but we never done lakes before. So what we did is we actually did deploy the MABR modules inside. Next page. As you can see, this is the original parameters before they have a wastewater treatment plant, just, like pouring the effluent water directly into this river. Next page. So this is the original concept, right? We put our MABR modules inside the water. So the MABR module can get in contact with the water and treat the water in the water. Because, we couldn't get land to build a little wastewater treatment plant on the outside, and it's too expensive to do that as well. Next page, please. So this is the 40-day post-installation graph, right? Over here. Now, this is the most important part. This is where it affects visually and in terms of odor, right? The ammonia. In 40 days, it went from 18.3 all the way down to 1.8, right? And of course, next page. You can see this is the COD, right? I know over here we use BOD, but in terms of COD, the year-on-year decrease is actually very significant. Now the waves, this is mostly just during raining seasons. Next. Of course, ammonia and total nitrogen is very significantly lower compared to what it was before, right? Next. Now this is very interesting, right? For those of us who's really deep in the industry, we all know that biological treatment cannot affect phosphorus, right? Phosphorus is usually treated with PSE or PAM, right? Like chemicals. But however, why is it that, phosphorus went down? We were looking, we're investigating, right? So what we have found out is actually very surprising. Next page, please. What we have found out, the reason why phosphorus went down is because natural plant fish start growing inside. After the water is cleared, right? The sunlight is allowed to shine through to the bottom of the soil, and then plants start growing inside, which causes the reduction of phosphorus. So what happens is the natural ecosystem is revitalized, is rebuilt. At the same time, once that it's rebuilt, the natural resistance to additional pollution also increases as well, gets rebuilt as well. So we call this whole river treatment sector ecosystem revitalization. So as you can see, of course, the numbers are all there to speak for itself. But more importantly, it was a black and odorous water with no plants, no fish, no critters inside. And now within 2 to 3 weeks, it is maintained. You could clearly see the bottom, and that is our membrane. After that is our membrane shelf. Right. Now, of course, this project is going on for 12 years now. We have not had the need to change the membranes because the membrane have a very long life cycle. Next page. We have done many more projects all throughout China, doing rivers, lakes, and even little ponds like this. Now, this pond over here, Huihu Lake, Terrible algae condition, terrible algae. Next, please. Of course, the same thing. We put our MABR modules into a shelf like this, and then we deploy it directly in the pond and wait for it to sink underwater. Next. And as you can see, the numbers speak for itself. Next. Next page. And then, of course, within 2 to 3 weeks, the same thing as before, the water clears up, become odorless. It becomes clear, and now ducks and like natural animals start going around. Of course, this is the officials from the Ministry of Water Resources. They all come to check out how this river. Check out this river. This is a water sample collected from the pond. Before, remember, it was all green. It was all green and polluted, right? So we made a huge impact in this part. Next. Of course, many other cases like this is Dongpai Minshu in Tianjin. The water is basically seawater. Now, of course, of extremely high salinity, right? Which is usually very hard to treat for any conventional methods. But we used the MABR system for this. It's able to cultivate salt-resistant bacteria, right? Microorganisms, and treat it, right? Next page. So I'm just going to skip all the numbers over here because, next page. Next page. So this is how it's done, right? If you look at over here, this is across a 2.3 kilometer lake or canal. And then we have put the MABR modules in like this. And we have 3 air compressors, 3 blowers. 3 blowers. That's all they need is 3 blowers. Next. So this is during the construction phase, right? We obviously took some pictures, before we drag this out into the water. Next page, please. So yeah, we install it on the side, and then we bring it into the water, and then we remove the floaters, and it will not automatically sink down into the bottom of the water. Next page. As you can see, after we just install it, that's what it looks like, right? But when the bioorganism grows, you won't be able to see the membrane anymore because it's no longer going to be white. It's going to be the color of like earth. Okay, next. And of course, we have reached all of our treatment objective, right? This is the COD, and of course, we have reached our objective. Next page. And total phosphorus, right? Total phosphorus, the same thing. We realized plants were growing inside. The water became clear, so the total phosphorus also went down, right? Next. And of course, this is the ammonium, right? This is what's responsible for the blackening and the odors. And that have also significantly reduced in a very short span of time. Next page, please. And then next page. And we've done another project. This is in Guangzhou, right? Guangzhou, China. It is in media one of the hardest lakes to treat in China because the river it's pure sewage. It is a very old village as well, where they don't have a very proper, drainage system. So a lot of residents and even restaurants just directly pour their sewage directly into the river. Of course, we did the same thing. We installed the MABR modules into the water, and we made it very compact. We treat this like a wastewater treatment plant. So it's very compact. Within 2 to 3 weeks, you can see at the bottom, right? Next page, please. It became so clear that we were reported by a lot of media over here. Now this is very interesting. When there was a typhoon, right? So when a typhoon came, water started flooding, and now the water level got lower. What we saw, so our MABR membranes got exposed. So what we saw, hey, there's actually fish nibbling on my membrane, and there's algae growing on the membrane. So we are able to conclude that the membrane became a part of the biodiversity, right? It became a part of what the system is. Next page, please. Now, of course, we have done so many more projects just like that and just like this. And of course, I'm not going to go through for the time's sake. Next page, please. And that's what it looks like afterwards. The red house over there, that's we built a little house for the control panels and for the blowers. Yeah. Next page. No, next page. So in terms of making artificial wetland, I'm not sure if in Indonesia how much we often use artificial wetland, but for if we in China we adopt artificial wetland with MABR systems. So when we put it together, the effects are usually very good. But when you design artificial wetland and you design it with the MABR system, artificial wetland, the land requirement can be reduced by up to half, right? So I'm going to go over this very, very quickly because I don't think this is a problem that really affects Indonesia here. 下一页. So this is one of the largest inner city lakes in all of Asia. It's in Wuhan. It's a Tongxin River. So effectively what we did is, this over here is 26 square kilometers, right? So effectively what we did is we laid the membrane modules all across, making a treatment zone, which is designed to treat 80,000 cubic meters of water per day. Next page. And of course, the result speaks for itself. The water is clean, clear, and you can see at the bottom. Next page. So just to kind of summarize everything over here, once again, our company, we hyper specialize in MABR product. We don't make anything for 20 years. Today is actually 20-year anniversary for our company as well, right? Now, with our company, we not only have some international patent as well, but we also are the lead editor of the GB national standards for MABR as well. So, with all of that being said, thank you very much for your time. And I know I probably went over my time as well, but thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sean, for your presentation. And we would like to enter the third presentation, which the last presentation of this event. So, mungkin teman-teman boleh mempersiapkan pertanyaannya, mungkin dari Dinas Lingkungan Hidup atau mungkin teman-teman lainnya. And please to make a questions yang related to the product that the speakers over, right? Gitu. Jadi sekarang kita akan masuk ke sesi yang ketiga, yang terakhir. And the third presentation is about robot organic waste recycling, and the title is CTR fermentation robot converting. Oh, ada judulnya ya. Converting sludge, food waste, and manure into sellable products. So we have our speaker for this third presentation, the chairman of the Green Tech Co. Ltd, Mr. Chen Tongbin. So please give a round of applause for our third speakers.
Thank you. 女士们、先生们，早上好！很高兴能够给大家分享我们在关于污秽方面的一些工作结果。Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I will introduce my robot used for organic waste recycling. Next.
Okay. Would you like to proceed with the English or
in Chinese?
Oh, okay. Bapak-bapak dan ibu-ibu yang terhormat ya, maaf ya ini penerjemah impromptu, mendadakan. Okay.
Next. 先看一个短的一个视频。
Aerobic fermentation and composting is widely used to treat organic solid wastes. However, it faces key limitations such as odor pollution, harsh working environment, and lack of precise regulation. Green Tech Company has invented fermentation sensors and automatic monitoring processes. Based on microbial reaction kinetics and the mass and the heat transfer of multi-phase media, the company has developed a regulation method for the microbe, temperature, moisture, oxygen, odor nexus in fermentation piles, enabling online detection and real-time optimization while increasing the fermentation rate nearly 30-fold. The developed fermentation robot fully replaces manual operations including feeding, weighing, crushing, mixing, distributing, uniform training, plug-in and unplugging, monitoring, positioning, and discharging, freeing workers from harsh working conditions. It solves the precise control challenge of large robots moving at high speeds with heavy loads, achieving the replacement of over 30 standalone process equipment units from traditional processes. Green Tech has built unmanned intelligent fermentation factories. taking into account variations in material composition and the impact of temperature fluctuations, combined with kinetic simulations of odor and moisture inside the fermentation chamber. These factories intelligently regulate moisture evaporation, heat and mass transfer, and odor purification processes, realizing zero discharge of wastewater and waste gas. Based on those inventions, all types of organic solid waste are transformed into biofertilizer, bedding and biomass fuel, now used in 20+ industries, agriculture, animal husbandry, etc. Over 200 unmanned factories are up and running. Case in point, China Youran Dairy Group Limited, the world's top dairy farm, runs 40+ smart fermentation factories, turning cow dung into recycled bedding via sterilization and dehydration. The fermentation robot has been awarded over 200 patents and awards in China, Australia, and Japan, and will continue to contribute innovative strength to a cleaner earth.
Next. 下面我主要给大的 ，OK。Next。我们知道，垃圾的对人来说是非常讨厌的一个废弃物。那么首先是有臭气，人非常不愿意去干这个活，所以我们需要有个机器人来代替我们干。
Ini adalah itu kompos-kompos yang biasanya itu pekerja-pekerja manual itu sangat tidak menyukai pekerjaan ini. Jadi mereka itu membuat robot-robot yang menangani untuk kompos-kompos ini seperti ini.
如果说像传统的方法，我们人在这里边作业，那么人是待不住的，所以所有的环境都不适合于人去工作。如果我们把传统的是一个开放式的一个 system 一个系统，让它这臭气都会到处跑出去。
Kalau bekerja di dalam lingkungan seperti ini, bau dan temperatur yang tidak sesuai, lebih tinggi, jadi akan tidak menyenangkan untuk mereka operasi di dalam lingkungan seperti ini.
下一页 ，Next。那像这一些的有机的农业的废弃物、工业或者是城市里边的废弃物，最终可以转换成一些 animal waste，animal feed， 还有一些畜生粪便的或有机肥等等这样一些，从 waste 到一个 product， 那么需要解决一些臭气的问题和物料的成分差别大的问题。
Jadi banyak itu limbah-limbah seperti limbah-limbah dari agrikultur maupun dari kota itu bisa dikonversikan kepada ke bahan-bahan yang berguna setelah fermentasi.
Next。那我们通过微生物的过程来完成整个工作，详细的我就不介绍了。
Dengan cara fermentasi atau dengan mikroorganisme ya, membuat produk-produk yang berguna.
Next， 所以我们需要有这么一个机器人来帮助我们把所有人去完成的所有动作全部交给这个机器人。
Jadi semuanya pekerjaan-pekerjaan manusia yang manual itu dialihkan dan digunakan itu robot yang seperti begini.
这样机器人就可以隔离一个恶劣的环境，而且保证整个堆肥厂里边不会产生臭气。
Dari pekerjaan manual itu terhindar dari misalnya bau dan temperatur yang tinggi dan jadi mekanisasi sebenarnya begitu ya.
所以这个机器人刚刚获得了日内瓦国际发明金奖。
Dan robot ini barusan memenangkan award dari International Invention penemuan yang baru ya.
这是机器人的一个分成六个组成部分。 时间关系呢，我就不详细展开说了。那最终的结果是把传统的这样一个人不是会干活的环境，变成这么一个舒适的，可以，一个无人的工厂。就整个工厂里边，我们用语言换。
Jadi secara tradisional yang tadinya itu memakai manusia dengan manual sekarang akan jadi yang tidak bertenaga manusia.
Next. 这是为了机器人配套的前面的一些那个预处理的一些工具，包括这样除臭的一些设施。
Ini adalah alat-alat yang proses-proses awalnya untuk sebelum robotik equipment yang itu yang mereka invent ya.
Next. 那这个机器人最重要的一个特点就是能够节省我们的建设投资，然后让我们的工作就操作非常方便，而且省人力，包括节省资金。
Manfaat yang paling besar adalah secara ekonomis itu sangat menghemat, juga memudahkan kerja, mengurangi tenaga kerja, dan tidak memakan tempat maupun waktu.
我们有一款小的设备，直接用卡车运输过来之后吊装就行。
Itu ditransportasikan itu lewat truk aja.
Next. 那下面是5个应用场景，我简单给大家展示一下。那第一个是可以生产肥料。
Nah, ini bisa diproduksi limbah-limbah tersebut bisa diproduksi menjadi pupuk organik.
可以用于像一些城市的园林绿化。
Untuk penghijauan kota-kota.
下一张。那这垃圾呢，也可以做成那个可以设施呢，离居民区非常近，大概50米到100米就可以，甚至于在这个城市的小区里边都可以放上这么一个设施，每天可以把垃圾处理掉。
Alat tersebut bisa ditempatkan itu sejauh itu 50 meter aja dari tempat-tempat pemukiman. Tidak bau dan tidak memakan tempat. Tidak memerlukan pekerja-pekerja atau yang special untuk di bidang ini.
每天把垃圾丢在这里边之后，大概10天左右，垃圾就已经完成了无害化处理。
tersebut dimasukkan ke dalam alat ini sekitar 10 hari akan menjadi kompos.
所以这样它可以在居民区能够建设放这样一个装置。
Jadi di kompleks penghunian pun bisa ditaruh di sana.
因为它占地面积少，而且不需要专业人员，也没有臭气。
Tidak perlu ahli-ahli untuk menjalankan alat ini.
所以应该在像印尼这样的一个情况是比较实用的一款设备。
Sangat cocok untuk negara seperti kita di sini Indonesia ya.
下一张。那这个是可以做成奶硫船的一个垫料，一个 bedding material， 就可以粪便处理完之后，牛粪处理完，牛的粪便经过智能发酵之后，又可以变成卧床的垫料，再不断的循环。
Ini contohnya itu seperti kotoran dari kerbau, setelah fermentasi digunakan itu untuk bahan-bahan yang berguna. 年审是450万。
对，450万人民币。
Itu seperti kotoran kerbau itu bisa menghemat itu sekitar 4,5 juta yuan ya. Jadi tidak membuang mengotori lingkungan itu atau membuang ke tempat-tempat yang ini.
在大型的养殖场，像中国1万头的养殖场，相当于30万人口的污染物排放量，所以它必须要配这样的装置。1万头的奶牛，需要
Jadi
相当于30万人口的排污。
Pemeliharaan sapi yang sekitar 10.000 ekor itu memerlukan seperti fasilitas yang sebesar ini.
所以它每天的粪便需要回收。没事。那另外就是有很多的食品废物可以生产成发酵蛋白饲料，就蛋白质非常高的一些饲料。
juga
Rating.
Food waste, food waste yang bisa diproduksikan dengan fermentasi menjadi makanan ternak yang berprotein tinggi sekali.
另外，一些垃圾或者是纤维质湿垃圾可以经过生物干化，用这个机器人来干化之后，可以去作为煤炭来燃烧。
Nah ini untuk dryer unitnya, setelah gas-gasnya itu dikeringkan itu bisa digunakan malah sebagai bahan bakar ya.
它可以替代水泥窑里边的煤炭。
menggantikan itu batu bara yang di dalam seperti industri semen.
那这个设备在中国的除了西藏之外，其他省份都有，总共有200多条生产线在应用。
Di negara sana Cina itu sudah ada sekitar lebih dari 200 line yang seperti ini.
在所有的大型的养殖企业，像泰国的正大 CP、伊利集团等等，还有环保里边的大型企业，以及食品工业的像双汇、肥料里边的大型企业，以及中国建材这样的一个做水泥窑的企业，都各个行业里边都有应用案例。
Nah, produk-produk yang dihasilkan itu digunakan untuk husbandry atau pemeliharaan hewan-hewan ternak. Dan yang kedua itu untuk pollution control, dan ketiga itu untuk industri makanan, dan keempat itu untuk pupuk-pupuk, dan kelima itu sebagai bahan bakar juga.
最近在东盟的越南的奶牛场和中亚的哈萨克斯坦也在推广。
Baru digunakan itu di Vietnam dan juga di Kazakhstan ya.
这个产品呢获得了很多的一些荣誉。
Nah ini award untuk invensi ini yang dimenangkan oleh mereka.
总体来说，这个机器人呢比较智能化，它能够给我们省钱、省事、省人、省地和省时。
Ini robot fermentasi ini menggunakan smart system atau intelligent system, menghasilkan penghematan dari segi ekonomi, menghematkan tenaga kerja, tempat dan waktu.
好，谢谢大家的倾听。
Terima kasih semuanya.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chan Tong Bin. And now we're gonna have a Q&A session. Jadi teman-teman kita akan masuk ke sesi Q&A. Dan sesi Q&A ini kita beri waktu 10 menit, teman-teman. Jadi kalau ada yang mau bertanya dari mungkin Dinas Lingkungan Hidup atau misalkan mungkin dari teman-teman boleh. Bapak boleh silakan sebentar ya Pak. Can I invite all the speakers to join me on the stage? Mr. Liyun, Mr. Swan dan juga Mr. Chen. Please join the stage with me. Yeah, so I can wait. Maybe I have to sit here, I think, because yeah. Okay. Bapak silahkan. Boleh mic-nya mungkin dibantu ya.
bahasa Indonesia saja mungkin nanti tim yang translate ke bahasa Inggris apalagi bahasa Cina. Paham ya? Ya, ya. Baik, pertanyaan kami yang pertama, saya kira memang ini teknologi tepat guna yang bagus digunakan untuk di Indonesia. Cuman kan kalau kita di instansi pemerintahan, ya pasti ada regulasi yang mengikat kita sampai ke daerah begitu. Jadi ini mungkin perlu dikomunikasikan dengan Kementerian Lingkungan Hidup. Apakah memang sudah ada regulasi yang bisa kami pakai untuk bisa istilahnya memesan produk seperti ini. Kemudian dari segi pendanaannya, kalau misalnya ada regulasi itu bisa masuk ke dana kementerian kah atau dana itu harus masuk ke PBD. Itu yang pertama masalah pendanaan ini, karena ini kan sekira anggarannya cukup lumayan. Kalau saya lihat tadi 1,5 miliar yuan ya, atau sekitar ya miliar 1 miliar, 1,5 miliar atau 3 miliar mungkin ya. Kalau Indonesia 1 yuan kan sekitar 2.600 rupiah gitu ya. Jadi sekitar 3 miliar kalau lihat alatnya yang pertama itu ya, yang kedua. Kemudian selain regulasi, kemudian pertanyaan kami, apakah teknologi ini memang sudah diuji cobakan di Indonesia dan cocok dengan musim di Indonesia gitu? Karena itu kan berbeda antara musim di Cina, kalau ini sudah dipakai di Cina, dan kalau di Indonesia di mana pernah diuji cobakan alat ini, karena di Indonesia kan ada 2 musim yang sangat ekstrim, itu musim kemarau dan musim penghujan. Kalau musim penghujan yang sangat ekstrim itu alat ini bisa hanyut, bisa amblas, dan kalau musim kemarau yang sangat ekstrim itu bisa habis airnya. Jadi bagaimana dengan mengantisipasi keberadaan alat ini? Kemudian yang kedua yang terkait dengan limbah tadi, apakah alat ini bisa dipakai untuk skala komunitas rumah tangga, komunitas kawasan begitu tadi, apakah ataukah ini hanya domestik perorangan, per rumah? Iya. Kemudian yang terakhir tadi yang teknologi persampahan itu, apakah ini kan khusus mungkin teknologi sampah organik? Iya, yang terakhir ini organik. Dan bagaimana itu bisa mengaplikasikan ke sungai? Karena kita kan fokusnya ke sungai, gitu. Adakah teknologi ini bisa dipakai untuk mereduksi sampah-sampah yang berasal dari sungai supaya bisa juga seperti selesai sampah yang di sungai. Jadi melihat tadi limbahnya, kemudian masuk ke ipalnya, kemudian masuk ke sampahnya. Itu mungkin dari saya. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Iya, boleh terakhir pertanyaan yang terakhir Bapak. Atau ada lagi yang mau bertanya satu lagi, boleh saya kasih kesempatan? Kalau tidak ada, Bapaknya berarti yang terakhir. Nanti setelah ini, kalau nanti sudah selesai sesi Q&A-nya masih boleh untuk networking ya. Jadi nanti kalau misalkan ada yang mau tanya direct ke speaker, itu juga boleh. Ya, mungkin Bapak boleh, silakan. Disebutkan dari mana ya Pak?
Nama saya Bagus dari daerah Kabupaten Badung, Bali, Pak. Kami di Bali sangat memerlukan sekali alat seperti ini karena kami darurat sampah juga di Bali untuk menjaga pariwisata. Cuma seperti tadi dibilang sama Pak dari Sulawesi, apakah sudah teruji dan kemudian apakah kementerian juga mengizinkan akan menggunakan peralatan ini? Karena ke depan, yang pertama tadi pertanyaannya sama ya? Iya, sama. Regulasi dan kementerian. Karena apa? Kami sangat-sangat lihat dari presentasi tadi, kami sangat senang sekali lihat, mudah-mudahan itu nanti bisa diizinkan sama Pak Menteri dan jajarannya, dan kita juga di daerah nanti menyokong untuk kebersihan dan keindahan wilayah Bali, terutama terbebas dari sampah dan pariwisata bisa kita lagi kedepankan untuk kita semua di Indonesia. Terima kasih.
Oke, berarti Bapak pertanyaannya tentang berkaitan dengan regulasi dan kementerian juga ya? Maybe I want to ask for the first question to Mrs. Liyun, since you are a part of the government, right? Maybe you can give your POV from the government POV. The first question is there any regulation of policy frameworks that local government maybe can refer to when implementing this solution, maybe?
Excuse me, I just want to confirm. So maybe we need to do like the pilot scale demonstration to check to prove our feasibility in the local for the local region project. Yeah. I'm not sure. So you are asking about the actually.
How about the product regulations in Indonesia?
Actually, it's my first time to enter in Indonesia,
okay,
and
it's
we
okay.
don't familiar with the local policy or local regulation. But now we explore like some overseas opportunities, like the Middle East or the Middle Asia, and actually the different. I would say that different countries may have their different requirements, but sometimes we need to do like the pilot scale demonstration to prove our feasibility to the local wastewater or to the local like the sludge characteristics. And maybe for some like the other regions, they just allow us to do the full scale applications. No requirements for the pilot scale demonstration. So actually we are happy to collaboration with you in different styles, but I think maybe it's up to you. So we can have a good like the collaboration. Yeah. Thank you.
Ya, silakan Bapak ini kan memang dari Dinas Lingkungan Hidup juga ya Pak ya, dari berbagai daerah gitu ya. Jadi mungkin Mersus Liun juga berharap memang nanti bisa dibantu juga nih sama terkait regulasinya. Karena kan memang mungkin Mersus Liun dari sisi produknya. So you are the POV from the products, right? Dan mungkin ini butuh dukungan juga dari pemerintah juga untuk mungkin bisa membantu menjadi menjembatani juga gitu ya untuk bisa betul. Karena memang kalau berkaitan dengan regulasi kan memang tetap harus dari dari pusat gitu ya, seperti as we know ya. Jadi hopefully dengan adanya presentasi ini justru bisa ada kolaborasi yang nanti dihasilkan baik dari Dinas Lingkungan Hidup tadi Bapak dari mana Pak? Sulawesi Selatan ya? Sulawesi Selatan dan juga dari Badung Bali. Jadi bisa dikomunikasikan setelah ini, boleh ngobrol juga dengan Mersus Liun setelah Q&A-nya selesai. Dan the second questions maybe for each our speaker. Maybe has this technology been piloted or developed in Indonesia? Maybe you already do some research, or maybe you already test your product in Indonesia. Since in Indonesia we have a different season, right? So how it can adapt in Indonesia tropical climate?
So maybe I start first.
Maybe.
Actually, as I said before, it's my first time to Indonesia, and as I would say that our technology is not a totally new technology. Actually, you can find the core idea is come from the activity sludge technology. And for the activity sludge technology, it has already have over 100 years history, and it has the widely used spread the whole world. So for the microbes, I think the tropic climate is good. Because the microbes, the bacteria, they like the high temperature. They will have the better performance for the under the high temperature. So I think maybe that will not be a problem for us. That will be a benefit for us because we can provide you a better performance with a smaller footprint. Because the professional term is called by the HRT, the hydraulic retention time may be shortened if we can adopt a higher designed temperature. And I think Indonesia may have some similarities with the Middle East. They also have the very high climate. And also maybe, I'm not sure, but I think maybe we need to consider about the salinity of the wastewater. If we use the seawater or something near the coastal region, maybe we need to consider that. And for our products, we have the stainless steel type, but if we applied some project like they have the high salinity in the wastewater, maybe we can provide another type of our product that is made of the polymers. with the high molecular polymers. So that will be suitable for the high salinity wastewater treatment. So in terms of the high temperature and in terms of the maybe some unique wastewater characteristics, I think we can provide and we have the confidence to provide the suitable solutions for you. Thank you.
没有什么。关于政策吗？关于政策。yeah。政策，这政策，对。怎么的呀？OK， 在印尼。sorry， 在印尼呢，实际上人口在雅加达人口也非常密集，那大概1000多万人口，可能每天有1万吨左右的垃圾，然后这样。
慢一点，我就发现会不是专业的。So, here just to help translate over here. He says in Indonesia, the population is very dense, roughly around roughly like 100 million, 100,000?
10,000.
Yeah.
10,000
10,000.
tons.
Sorry, the numbers. 10 million. Okay, yeah. Roughly around 10 million, which produces 多少吨
？1万吨，那个都不重要了。就实际上，就我们可以把那个小的 chamber 可以放在那个小区里边，可以就不用每天都运输垃圾了，就可以。它是适合于热带地区的，因为整个有个 AI 系统可以控制它。
So yeah, to adapt it to the Indonesian market, we can actually take a I guess a sample size, a smaller scale version of one of this technology, and put it in an isolated case. For example, in a smaller district, and then we can test it, right?
我们在越南和海南跟这个气候差不多的。
So the temperature in Yunnan and Hainan is very similar to that of Indonesia, and and they have already done projects there.
好，谢谢。
Okay.
Maybe I want to have to clarify Professor Chen's opinions about the questions. So first, his idea is about for the Indonesia, the population is always very high, and maybe the daily production rate of the rubbish is about 10,000 tons per day. So that is very huge. So if you transport all the rubbish across the city, it may cause some like the leachate during the transportation. The leachate will cause some the odor problem, and also will cause some the pollutions for the road and for the wastewater, for the water environment. So maybe Professor Chen will provide some like the integrated unit, like the small chamber or the small containers, just inside your residence. So in this way, you can treat the waste on site, and there's no need for the long distance transportation. And for the on-site disposal, you can turn all the daily waste into like the value-added product, maybe like the fertilizer, maybe like some fertilizer, or maybe some the other products for the biofuel, for biofuel to provide some like the energy. So in this way, actually Professor Sun have done the projects in Vietnam. Vietnam also have the similar climate compared with here, and also he conduct projects in Hainan, southern province of China. So both of these two regions are located in the like tropical climate. So maybe there's no future worries for him to conduct the technology here. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Sean.
Okay. Yes. So with our MABR project, a product we have used it in Thailand, and actually used it quite a bit. One is in the Wu Tsai San temple, which was one of the very large tourist destination temple, and is also a very large temple. And then in Thailand they have very similar climate. Of course, it's all a part of the Southeast Asia. Very similar climate. Also, people have, I guess, to some degree, a similar diet and lifestyle as well, right? And produce a similar type of waste. So because we have quite a bit of success in Thailand, so I think it would be not a massive jump to replicate the same success and translate it here in Indonesia. Of course, in Thailand, we have also done, for example, wastewater treatment projects like in Navy in hospitals as well, right? And of course, also in different lake, river, ponds. Since the climate is roughly around the same, and both are, countries that's very prone to raining and drought. So I think it shouldn't be a huge leap to be able to replicate the same type of result in Indonesia.
Oke, jadi saya simpulkan saja karena waktunya memang sudah mau habis. Nanti kalau ada pertanyaan lagi boleh langsung saja ke narasumber setelah sesi ini diakhiri, karena kita masih ada akan sesi matchmaking lagi, nanti boleh discuss. Cuman yang saya simpulkan dari ketiga speakers di sini jawabannya adalah memang kalau tadi dari Mrs. Liun dan juga mungkin Mr. Cheng Tongbin, jadi langsung saya simpulkan bahwa intinya bahwa sebenarnya teknologi ini sudah dasarnya berasal dari teknologi activated sludge atau lumpur aktif yang telah digunakan juga sudah lebih dari 100 tahun dan memang diterapkan secara luas di berbagai negara. Mungkin secara spesifik di Indonesia belum, karena ini first time ya, you say that this is the first time. Jadi memang kalau melihat kondisi iklim Indonesia, justru ini malah menjadi sebuah benefit gitu ya. Memang mikroorganisme atau bakteri yang digunakan dalam proses penggunaan air limbah memang cenderung bekerja lebih baik di suhu yang tinggi gitu. Jadi makanya iklim tropis Indonesia ini justru dapat mendukung kinerja sistem ini gitu. Jadi menghasilkan efisiensi yang pastinya lebih baik dan juga pengolahannya juga terdapat jadi lebih efisien seperti itu. Dan juga memang Mr. Liun menjelaskan bahwa sudah punya pengalaman di beberapa negara di Asia Tenggara, di Asian, right? Ya, jadi memang di situ dibilang bahwa dia menyediakan tipe produk yang berbeda-beda dan juga menggunakan material polimer khusus dengan ketahanan yang lebih baik terhadap lingkungan bersalinitas tinggi kayak gitu. Jadi memang ini merupakan optimal sekali untuk pengolahan air di wilayah pesisir. Jadi memang baik dari sisi suhu tinggi manapun, karakter khusus air di Indonesia memang dijelaskan bahwa memiliki keyakinan bahwa menyediakan solusi yang sesuai dengan kebutuhan lokal gitu. Jadi memang seperti itu tadi. Nah kalau dari Mr. Swan, Sean, sorry. Jadi memang tadi ambil contoh dari Thailand, Thailand, right? Jadi memang di Indonesia belum, tapi di Thailand yang memang juga punya kesamaan iklim dengan Indonesia, suhunya juga mungkin teman-teman kalau udah pernah ke Thailand juga tahu mirip-mirip. Nah memang berdasarkan dari implementasi dari karakteristik negara yang berbeda-beda, ini memberikan kinerja yang stabil dan efektif untuk kebutuhan pengolahan air limbah maupun juga pemulihan kualitas air di Indonesia. Jadi kurang lebih seperti itu. Dan pastinya juga emang yakin ya bahwa memang karena di Thailand juga memang udah banyak mengerjakan proyek seperti pengolahan air limbah termasuk di Rumah Sakit Militer Angkatan Laut. Dan selain itu teknologi ini juga diterapkan untuk pemulihan dan pengelolaan kualitas air di danau, sungai, serta kolam. Jadi memang dengan keadaan yang mirip dengan Indonesia diharapkan juga pastinya produk ini bisa bekerja seoptimal bekerja di Thailand dan bisa bekerja optimal juga di Indonesia. Seperti itu, thank you for all the speakers. Boleh kasih tepuk tangan yang meriah untuk speakers. And this is not the really end of the event actually, karena teman-teman masih boleh untuk bertanya langsung, ngobrol langsung dengan para speakers since we have the networking session. Jadi teman-teman, karena kan kita tahu ini hari Jumat ya, jadi mungkin teman-teman ada yang butuh sholat Jumat. Jadi mungkin ada yang butuh sholat Jumat atau mungkin ada yang ada kepentingan lain. Jadi buat teman-teman mungkin dari Bapak Ibu Dinas Lingkungan Hidup kalau ada yang mau tanyakan silahkan kepada para speakers, nanti ada penerjemah juga. Jadi aman aja ya. Baik kalau begitu, thank you so much for all the speakers. You can go back to your seat. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Please give a round of applause once again for Mrs. Liun, Mr. Shaun dan juga Mr. Chen Tongbin. Thank you so much. And throughout the event, we have explored a range of innovation, environmental technologies, and practical solutions for wastewater treatment, dan juga river restoration and organic waste management. And we hope that the insight shared today will inspire meaningful collaborations and contribute sustainable environmental development across Indonesia. And on behalf of the organizer, I would like to extend our sincere appreciation to all distinguished speakers and representation from the ministry, heads of regional environmental offices. Tadi terima kasih untuk bapak-bapak dari Dinas Lingkungan Hidup yang juga sudah aktif engagement di sesi ini. Dan juga pastinya heads of regional environmental offices and all the participants, teman-teman dari mahasiswa, terima kasih banyak sudah melangkahkan kakinya untuk hadir di event ini. Dan silahkan kalau Bapak Ibu mau lanjut di sesi networking, you may have your time and all the speakers are available to share something with you guys. Thank you so much. I'm Juliet Georgiana. See you on the next event.